Let us join together in prayer. We've come together once again to be reminded and inspired by stories of the past that illumine the path for us today. We give thanks for those who have treasured these stories and passed them on, and we give thanks that they continue to speak to us. Mary's song of praise is a hymn of liberation, and we wait for the day. Amen.
Amen.
So the James Webb Telescope continues to give us stunning images of the magic and mystery of space. It's ethereal, enchanting. But of course, the mission of the telescope is about more than captivating images that mesmerize and delight the human eye. The telescope is helping scientists to better understand the space, including our very own planet Earth home. We see these glorious images of stars, but what really is a star? I've read a number of scientific descriptions, and I still find it mysterious and enigmatic. Apparently, dust clouds, swirls of elements like hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen, coalesce through some kind of self-gravity and ignite through thermonuclear fusion, forming powerful balls of fire that emit light that travels 5.88 trillion miles a year. The light from Polaris, the North Star, takes 320 years to reach Earth. These are amazing balls of fire. There are more technical ways of talking about it, but stars are these swirling balls of explosive energy, radiating, incinerating light and heat. They have tremendous power that's transformative of molecules, gases, and elements. They're powerful and uncontrollable. And of course, as we know from our beloved sun, a star is needed to create conditions supportive of life as we know it. We couldn't live without our star, the sun. And yet, when we think about stars, we are thinking about little glimmers of light shining in the night sky, faraway pinpricks, like glitter strewn across the heavens, sparkling much contemplation, poetry, philosophy, wisdom, and Advent devotions. Japanese manga artist Natsuki Takaya reflects, "I love the stars because they can't say anything. I love the stars because they do not judge anyone." Yes, the stars can appear as passive and simple in their illuminating beauty. And when we think of Mary, we can see this heavenly aspect to the way she's portrayed, often with stars. There are stars on the cloak of the Virgin of Guadalupe as she stands on the moon. She's seen as calm, pensive, steady, a willing servant with an ethereal glow. Recently, a 15th century painting of Madonna and Child by Sandro Botticelli was rediscovered in a private home in the south of Italy. It had been moved there for protection during an earthquake in 1982. Now, this painting is thought to be worth more than 100 million euros. And in the painting, Mary is sitting in a gilt chair, more of a throne, really. She's holding the baby Jesus, who's tugging at her clothing, and Mary looks to the viewer, still, calm, composed, beatific, mouth closed, eyes open, benign. We're used to seeing Mary this way, pondering things in her heart, a serene and maternal figure, a source of comfort. like the silent stars. But what about Mary's song, the Magnificat? It is anything but serene and calm. This hymn of the early Christians associated with Mary doesn't convey peaceful reverie that we see in so many images of her. Yes, she's submitted to God. She's agreed to let it be. But this song doesn't portray serenity. It portrays upheaval, reversal, energetic transformation. Mary sings of overturning society, culture, and religion as we know it. No more hierarchy, no more patriarchy, no more discounting of life. Those who are on the bottom, lift it up. The ones on the top, sorry about that, but you're pegged down. There's equality, no more abuse, no more hunger at one intersection while there's feasting down the road. Mary's song portrays a peace achieved as the result of tumultuous upheaval. This is the manifesto of a revolutionary, an insurrectionist. Mary is the accomplice of a radically powerful God of transformation. We hear it in these phrases. Strength with your arm scattered the proud, deposed the mighty, raised the lowly to a high place, filled the hungry, sent the rich away empty. This is drastic, seismic disruption. This is powerful imagery for the dynamic reversal of accepted life and culture. This isn't tinkering. This isn't fixing a bug or making a slight adjustment. This is a cataclysmic reorientation of reality. And notice that the verb tense used is the past tense. This is a song of praise to a God that has done these things, has created this reality. There is no doubt. I'm imagining a world where the salary scale in a company is set up so that the person at the top can make, at most, 10 times what the lowest paid workers make. And if there's profit at the end of the year, it goes into upgrading production and facilities in the workplace, or the profit is shared equally among all the employees, same amount for each one, or the company is encouraged to give the money away to social service projects and the arts, things to uplift the community. Or maybe there's no corporation at all, but a collective. I'm envisioning a world where there's no panhandlers at the end of the exit ramp, or at a busy intersection, or in the parking lot at the shopping center. Anytime ever, there are no houseless people or refugees anywhere, because all people have a safe place to sleep and more than enough to eat, and everyone has health care, comprehensive, including all reproductive care. I'm imagining a world without white male privilege. Sorry, guys. Without the elites expecting exceptions and accommodations and special services, where working people and people with physical challenges and people who have accents are treated with respect and dignity. We've all seen it. A clerk at the Social Security office is terse and dismissive with the person who has come for help. And then someone like me is called up, and I'm treated in a friendly manner. All the concessions are made to accommodate my need, and there's an eagerness to make sure I'm satisfied. In the Magnificat, the lowly are lifted up. There is no more degradation of anyone, for there are no longer any people who are considered less than. This morning, we want to remember that Trinity Evangelical and Reformed Church, later Trinity United Church of Christ, was founded on December 21st in 1952. In Advent, I love it that they founded a church in Advent, this new beginning and embodiment right in the Advent season. We can imagine those who were involved with this new congregation being committed to equality and justice in that time. The founding pastor was the Reverend Bob Fry, and he was a member of Lakewood Church for many years after his retirement, and he served as an intern here at Lakewood. Bob and Beth Fry were very dear to many in the Lakewood congregation. And Bob shared some stories about his time at Trinity. He told of how a clergy person from the national staff of the church was invited to preach at Trinity for a special occasion. The person came and was hosted by the congregation and preached for the Sunday service. After the service, there was an impromptu meeting of the board, the purpose of which was to entertain a motion to immediately fire Bob Fry for inviting this guest from the national church. Now, that doesn't sound right, does it? Until we learn that this national staff person was black. But the board voted to retain Bob, and he did not recoil from his commitment to ending racism. We can imagine that Bob and those who supported him had paid attention to the Magnificat. There is no room in the Song of Mary for any bigotry or racism. A church founded at Christmas knows that everyone is welcome at the manger. The Magnificat is this radical stirring of the pot and challenging of the status quo. It's revolution, it's disruption, it's recreation. It's interesting that they put this on the lips of Mary, a woman, not one of the disciples or another prominent male figure from the New Testament, because I think they wanted this message to get across, but it would be threatening for a man to say this. He might get in trouble. But people didn't care what the women were saying. So we have this hymn of praise. And with this revolutionary statement, we still have these images of Mary, so serene and passive, like the stars, so peaceful and calm in the night sky. But let's remember, those stars are raging balls of fire. And the Mary of the Magnificat is a raging ball of fire. She is a swirl with a passion for justice. I'm thinking about somebody like Sojourner Truth and other people who were enslaved, who made their way, guided by the stars, those glimmering lights in the night sky. The stars were powerful guides to those seeking freedom. They gave courage, hope, and direction to those who were seeking another world. We're drawn in by these serene, calm images of Mary, in part because we are seeking more serenity and peace in our lives. But the witness of Mary shows us that we experience that solace and comfort and peace as a result of the passion and power of radical transformation. To experience the calm and peace, the world has to be changed so that peace can thrive and flourish. This disruptive reconstruction is necessary if we are to know peace. So this Advent, let us seek that deep peace of the shining stars. May we trust that like the power that transforms swirling clouds of dust into gleaming orbs of light with power to shine for eons, it's like the power of divine love, which is seeking to work in our lives and the swirl of our world, leading us to the freedom of peace with justice. This Advent season, let's let ourselves be drawn in to the revolutionary vision of the Song of Mary, the calm, blue-clad, passive young mother of our imagining, who trusts the power of the God of love to recreate reality for all. Mother Mary, come to us and speak your words of wisdom.